Greetings, peace and love. Good morning. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Thanks and welcome, and thanks for joining Hand-Built Pottery. Today is Friday, October 8th, 2021. First, we're going to go through our holidays and events, and if any of these holidays and events inspire you to do any of your works, please feel free to write them down. Today is National Fluffer Nutter Day, which is paying homage to the sandwich of peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, squished between two slices of bread. It's called Fluffer Nutter. Holds a special place in the childhood memories of many New Englanders and is memorialized by its own special day on the calendar. All right, maybe if you haven't tried one, try one out. Also, today is National Pierogi Day. All right, pierogies are those Polish dumplings, and they are stuffed with the most delicious of fillings: potato and cheese, potato and onion, cabbage, mushrooms, and spinach. The list goes on. And if that isn't decadent enough, pierogies are often served with melted butter, sour cream, fried bacon crumbles, sauteed mushrooms and onions, and or green onions. If you're pining for pierogi, come on and celebrate with us today. All right, so those are the holidays for today. And basically, we're just gonna go straight into what we're working on today. All right, so yesterday we created these beautiful, a plate and a tray or another type of dish. And I think they should be dry enough for me to take them off of their molds per se. And so all I have to do, since I have plastic on them, is to just kind of slide it around and or slide it right off in my hand. I still want to make sure it's not sticking to the plastic, so I gently put my hand under the bottom to secure it and everything. And that's how that looks. Looks pretty good for just pressing stamps into particular pieces just to see how they would come out. So that was not like an intended piece. It was just a piece done from having to use up the stamps, just to test the stamps out. All right, so I just want to wet my sponge, and I want to get something that I can sit this piece on top of. That'll be flat. This can is perfect. And fragile. Any little movement, it moves everywhere. All right, so just be careful with your piece. I'm gonna sit it right here just to have some height so I can work on the edge. And I've already wet my sponge. So all I wanna do is kind of just lightly go around the edge to kind of smooth that edge out. Some people would probably sand it, but I find since the clay isn't completely dry, you can just smooth it with a little water. You can even use a brush if you don't want to use a sponge. However, when I bend this sponge like this over the edge, I tend to see that I like the way that it smooths. So just go back and forth a couple of times. That feels pretty good. I'm gonna turn it over on the bottom and look at it. The back even has a really beautiful pattern from the plate as well. So that'll be nice to paint. And I can see like some dots and some like vines and stuff in it. So that turned out to be a really beautiful piece. So since the clay is still drying, and it might even move just a bit, because since it has raised sides, what I did was just set it right back on the tray without the plastic so that it could keep its shape in case it starts to warp and move.
I think that came out really beautiful.
Thank you, lovely. Thank you so much.
And I also think, I was thinking yesterday, if somebody wanted to use or check out a stamp, they can look at that to see what the pattern is going to come out looking like.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good. Yes, ma'am. You're right about that. All right, so I carefully put my hand under that plate. Thanks for that suggestion, Miss Lori. And then this is the plate that I used on that. You can see it kind of has like a curved edge. I'm just gonna toss the plastic because the plastic is like torn and everything. You don't need to save every single thing. Too much stuff is too junky. All right, so this is our lady plate that we made with all the stamps. And I'm gonna just quickly clean my sponge. To go around that edge. Sorry. Sorry about that, young people. So this won't take that long. Then we're going to go into our lesson today that will surely help you all next class. All right. That feels really smooth. And let's see how the back of this plate looks. Let me dry my hand. All right, it's just basically smooth and everything, which is still good. So, you know, one thing I could do while this is still wet, I could actually draw a design in it. I could go ahead and scratch my name in it, you know, if I wanted something on the back. But me particularly, since you're not really using the back, I think I'm gonna just leave it plain. I can actually paint a design on the back if I like. All right, so that's that. She'll see y'all later. Oh. The next thing, ma'am. You was about to say
really like that plate. It came out so nice.
Thanks. And so since this is still drying as well, I want to sit that back on the plate without the plastic so that it can kind of keep its shape as it's drying still. And so now I'm still going to work on the baskets next week. However, I'm going to go ahead and start the demonstration today to the fact that I kind of figured out what kind of basket I'm going to make. All right. So this particular basket already has the basket weaving per se, and this is about the size I want. I don't think I want to go too large. However, these are the sides, and I've already cut a design here where it will be more, I guess, better for people to enter and everything. And so this will be the bottom. And as you can see, I've already cut out all my pieces. And what I'm going to do is just simply turn that bottom upside down so that the basket weave will be on the outside bottom of the basket. And then I'm going to start to just spray that one time. Sit everything on top just to see how it fits per se. I might need a little prop so nothing falls down. And on this side, I'm already going straight to the, let me lower this camera a little bit. Sorry, young people. All right. I've already put it to the edge here, but I'm just allowing a little bit to stick out. And then I think I pretty much measured my basket the size that I really wanted. However, if it tends or seems to be too large, then I definitely will cut it down. And so now I'm going to set my other side up here, making sure that it fits properly on the edge and letting a little bit kind of just hang off. And that's going to be the portion where I'm going to scrape or scratch. And I don't necessarily really need slip up under there. That's why I've already sprayed. And here, this side is in the inside of here. So I'm doing the same thing to that side. And so now, since I have 3 sides up, I basically want to leave one side open in case I have to get my hand and everything inside of here, which you all pretty much probably know. I'm straightening up the basket, but here on these 2 seams, I want to go ahead and just spray a little water down those 2 seams. And I think that's a pretty good basket for what I'm trying to achieve. I definitely wouldn't go larger than that because you want your balloon to be in proportion, the size with the basket. And if your basket is really large, too large, then you know your balloon is gonna have to be huge. All right, so quickly, I'm going to go ahead and spray one time around that edge. And I don't need a prop. Everything's standing up really well. And I rolled my clay out to about the thickness that I thought would be really good. And so I'm just gonna scratch. Even though I'm working on one side, things will be quicker if I do whatever I'm doing to this one side to all the sides. And you see I'm able to turn my paper really well. And since this side is the side that I have to do the most work with the 3 seams, I'm gonna do that last. I'm gonna go to the opposite side and go ahead and scratch that seam together until it disappears. And then now I'm going to go to the side where it takes more work and scratch there. And you'll see where you need to move clay if there's an open area or somewhere. For example, I wouldn't scratch this way to open up the piece, so to speak. As you see, it's open. I'm going to scratch inward, but still scratch light enough where I'm not compromising or messing up my basket design. Now you can use a rubber plate to make a basket design. If you have a basket, you can possibly try to roll that on your clay or press it on your clay to get a basket design. And you can also draw your own basket design. And also there used to be, you have to think about in terms of the thing being lightweight. So I think I'm gonna just pretty much smooth the inside with the brush and slip rather than putting a coil there, because I know this thing is small enough that it's going to actually, everything is going to stay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that last side in, spraying the seams, placing it right, just about right there. Pushing everything in tight. And now I'm going to scratch that side. So usually when I'm doing projects with my classes, I like to do more than one of the particular project that we're doing, so that I can inspire you all to work more. And then sometimes if I have something so beautiful and somebody wants to, for me to make another one, a lot of times I'm not able to make the same thing over and over and over. So I'll make it right then and there. So it's good to just sometimes push yourself and make extra things. So right now, even though I've scratched everything, I'm gonna go back and smooth, but I wanna work double time. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this piece to the side. And as we were just speaking, I have another basket or gondola that I'm going to create for my second piece. And it is a basket on the top. And you may not be able to see it, but it's wood grain on the bottom. So I had this particular balloon made with wood grain on the bottom to just to see how the weight will hold up when I take people for flights, and to give it a little bit more sturdy foundation for people to stand on. And so this particular gondola too, I want it to be round. And so I wanted to measure about how large I want it. And I'm gonna make a mark where I'm going to cut that off basically. And so, go ahead.
Can you use rolls if you wanted to make a round
Rolls
basket?
like what? What you mean, coils?
Coils.
Yes, of course you can make a, it's just like making a little pot or a dish. You can make your basket out from making a pinch pot as well. We did pinch pots. You can do a coil. Of course you can. So the bottom has the wood on it, and I'm gonna make sure I get this knot right here. And I'm gonna spray that one time and go ahead and scratch both of these the edges seams. And then I'm gonna go ahead and circle that on this piece, spray down the seam. Yes, so that's what I wanted you all to do, is be creative as it pertains to what you make. Miss Diana, you can make some really like slim coils and put it together as if you would weave a basket. What you would,
Like you did with the bowl.
Yes, what you would do is weave it like a long strip like this.
Yes.
And then when you brush slip on it and everything for it to stay together, then you're gonna pick it up to the side like that and then circle it.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be a strip like this already. As long as you make the thing long enough, then you take a ruler and cut the strip out that you want, how high you want the basket and everything. So that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea as well. But that's what I wanted you all to do, is be creative with your gondolas. And you know, just play with it as far as seeing what different things you all can do. And so this particular gondola right here, once again, I am going to cut around the bottom, however, leave just a bit of the edge sticking out so that that can be the clay that I'm using to mend the base to the circle or the sides. So, and then as you can see, any piece that I've cut off, I sat it to the side so that in case it's something that I need to use. So I don't want to throw that stuff or incorporate that back into the clay just yet. Since it already has the designs on it, I may be able to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and scratch this piece here. And the bottom as well, all the way around. It doesn't even take that long. And now I'm going to take my spatula and some water. And before I even dump that spatula in the water, I'm going to kind of just go around scraping that little edge of the snip until it levels out and cleans up. And then I'm pressing the spatula to the piece so that it can level out and scrape up the part that I don't need. So yes, I just challenge you all to be really creative. Oh, so back to what I was talking about, as far as you want your basket to be lightweight. In theory, because you know you're not gonna really fly no people in here, but in theory, you want it to look like it would really be, because if you have a basket made with bricks, I don't think they ever had baskets made with bricks, because the bricks probably wouldn't be light enough to fly per se. And what else? Also, this is what I was gonna say, sorry. So they have back in the day, you know how they used to have those barrels, like barrels, the big keg barrels that you can put wines in and stuff like that. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Hello?
The wine barrels?
I mean, I wouldn't say they were for just wine, they were for storage, period. But I would just say, like, you know, the barrels where they had the, like, you could see the actual indentation of how everything was put together.
Yes.
So anyway, they used to use that material as well for, it's like wood, but it's really lightweight because it bends and everything. I think they boil it, soak it, you know, that type of thing. But they used to use that type of material, the barrel material, for gondolas or the baskets as well. And I've actually seen a what do you call it? The hot air balloon made out of the actual basket, made out of an actual barrel. Because those barrels are kind of big. It's able to hold 1 or 2 people. All right. So since I smoothed that, I'm just gonna go quickly around with my finger and a brush. guess they doing the grounds out there. Y'all can hear like lawnmowers and stuff. So once again, when you're smoothing with a brush, it's better to smooth your clay back and forth so that the clay won't just move one way. And so I'm just gonna pick this up just to see if I'm able to get it off my newspaper, which you know you're always supposed to have something under your newspaper or under your piece to have it easily released from whatever you making it on the surface. All right, so I'm just smoothing that seam in the inside really quick. All right, so hopefully I've asked you all if you had clay, and hopefully even if you've went on ahead and made your basket by next week, that's fine. If you want to make it together in the class, I would like for you all to have your clay ready to make your baskets in class, or just be able to show them or something to that nature, so that we can all stay on the same progress with the class project. This is a class project. All right, so that particular piece is done. I'm going to move that to the side, and then I'm going to start talking about something else very important. All right, there aren't our usual number of people in the class. I think first when we started out about with 20, then we went down to like 15, 12, and now we're down to like 9, which is no problem. I'm gonna start to give everybody back a call to see what's going on in their lives and why aren't they participating in the class, and if they would still like to continue. I just want to say that this has nothing to do with what I was about to say, but if we ever get down to the point of there are 5 people in the class, 5 people is good, but less than 5 people, I will have to shut the class down and do something else. So the only reason I'm having this class is for you all. Thank God that you all wanted to also be a part of this class for me to have a job. Thank you. All right. The next thing is that I really wanted to speak of is we're starting to try to increase our participation as it pertains to the programming. And you know, I work in the life enrichment department that deals with programming as pertains to the classes that you take. And right now we're trying to move ahead, but very slowly still. Out of all my classes I teach, 5 classes a week, which is 1 class a day, I'm going to start teaching in the evening time. So I wanted to get your feedback on this to see how you all feel. One of the classes that I chose for this particular startup is pottery, because I thought that you all would probably need the extra time or the extra one-on-one help per se, and it can like save you time as far as like some of your things breaking or you glazing your pieces. However, so I have Monday's yoga. I'm not doing that. Tuesday, I have making something out of nothing. I'm going to start off with just pottery first and X all my other classes. However, I want to offer you all a time once a week. Sorry. I want to offer you a time once a week. Sorry. When was our class? I know Mondays was beginners pottery. When was advanced pottery?
Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. I actually think that'd be a perfect day. On Wednesdays, it's probably going to be about 2 o'clock. On Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, I wanted to have a slot for 30 minutes to offer any participant to be able to come to the Darnell facility and work in the classroom. And I might be able to do 2 people at a time, but it's going to be 30 minutes for a week, for only on Wednesdays. And I'll allow different people to sign up so it won't be the same person all the time. But however, this is just an example. If Miss Diana Williams is the only one signing up and she wants to come up here every Wednesday, and she'll be the only one coming. I'm just saying. But if we have everybody signing up, then I'll rotate it where everybody gets a chance to come up here and work. You can work at the table, glaze some of your pieces, roll some stuff out. I don't really know what that might entail, but is anybody interested?
I am.
Yes, because I keep wondering all the glazing that you have to do for us. So that would give us a chance to do our own glazing.
Glazing, making your piece, sitting here, whatever. All right. So do y'all think y'all feeling comfortable enough to do 2 people in the classroom sit, you know, the way the table is really long? I'll have one person sitting on one side and the other person sitting on all the way on the other side.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Me too.
So that'll be making it be able to rotate with more people. So 2 people a week on Wednesdays for 30 minutes. And actually, I promise you, you have to be here at 2 o'clock, because if you don't, if you get here at 2:15, maybe you will have time to just run in and put your glaze on real quick or whatever, but you want to be on time because you're gonna have to leave at 2:30. The reason why is because we're still trying to adhere to not doing too much because of COVID, but we want to try out slow. And so if before they were talking about having 5 people come into a whole class for the day, but now we want to kind of just start this out just to see how that'll work. And then maybe we can add more people to come into the facility.
Sounds good.
Wednesday is a good day for you all.
Yes.
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 All right, good job. So what I'm gonna do is start to call the other class. And so since you are the 4 participants that are in the class today, that I first mentioned it to y'all got the first dibs per se. I'm gonna put you all, it's sort of like a waiting list. I'm gonna let you all know when it's gonna happen. I'm just trying to see how you all feel about it. The waiting list is gonna be until I'm actually telling y'all the Wednesday that you want to come in. But however, the first Wednesday that we're doing it. However, let's say if, so I'm gonna put Diana Williams, Regina Brantley, who is that down at the bottom? Is that Miss Gwen or is that Miss Carrie?
I don't know where I'm located, but I'm here.
That's Miss Carrie.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, that's turtle lip.
The what, boo?
I said that was turtle lips. I told her that.
So Regina and Carrie, y'all want to be partners? Not partners, but y'all want to
Yeah.
come together.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't know why y'all laughing and playing so much. Don't come up here playing.
We ain't gonna play.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, Red, how you gonna come up like that? Wait a minute, hold up.
You don't tell us what to do. We want to play, we'll play, but let's just be nice today. We ain't gonna play.
But really, I will schedule it somewhat like that. But if like one week when I say this is y'all weekend, somebody not able to come, I'm gonna go ahead and call somebody else. So I know y'all love everybody, it's fine. And Miss Gloria Bell, do you think you want to come to the facility for 30 minutes, or you want to let me know when you might be able to do that?
I'll let you know.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm gonna be asking everybody else in the class. So for the first week, when Miss Terrell let me know when it's time to start that up, the first person I'm gonna be calling is Miss Diana Williams. And then the next week, it will be Miss Regina and Miss Carrie. But however, if somebody canceled, then I'll be going on to the next person. Every time I'll be going on to the next person, just like that.
Okay.
And y'all know how my style is of getting y'all to do things. I usually call y'all off the roof, and you know I'm gonna call you right before that time to let you know in case you have so much, different things going on in your life that you didn't remember. And right now I didn't give you a date, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna be getting back with you all.
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all so much for that. So that'll be another added thing on that'll keep our class going. And what time is it, young people?
What time you gonna leave? You gonna be out there now, right?
Yes, I'm up here now.
Okay, well, after class,
And
I'll be able to drop off my project.
Okay, and all I wanted to say was, what I was about to say, sorry. I'm probably gonna be leaving here at 2:30.
No, I'll be up. I'm on my way as soon as you shut off the camera.
Okay, so what I wanted to say was anybody who wants to leave for the day, feel free, because soon as I smooth this basket on the bottom and clean it up, I'm gonna start to just put some handles on it. But you don't have to see that. You'll definitely see it the next class, but it's up to you if you wanna continue to watch to see me do that. So I'm gonna put 2, 4, 6, 8 handles on this piece. Actually, it's gonna have 10. It's gonna have 2 on each side at the bottom. So when you pull when the person who's standing on the ground pulls the hot air balloon down, they have those handles at the bottom to hold on to. And then I'm gonna have 2 handles on the side to be able to reach up to pull it down a little further.
Okay, you were saying something about we're gonna start on the baskets next week.
Yes, ma'am. I said, if you don't have any, I asked everybody
But you
if
need
they
to
had
hunt me up
clay.
some clay then when I come up there. Just give me some clay.
Okay. You don't have to say that in class though, but it's okay.
I'm sorry. I forgot what you told me. I'm
It's all
old.
right.
I forget.
It's no problem. Why people always try to blame everything on old?
Cause it's what it is.
But then, people have this saying too, when they say they blame stuff on young too. I'm young, I ain't know no better.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Y'all do. Y'all do. Ain't like y'all don't know no better. Okay.
Oh, Kim, it would be interesting to see how the strings will connect from the basket to the balloon.
Yeah, so next week, we're gonna be doing all that together if I haven't already completed my basket, but I'm gonna be still showing anybody or answering questions for anybody who needs that type of assistance.
Yeah, I saw a basket that I like, but the basket will be linked with it's like chains. It's like a little light chain.
Right.
Well, I make the holes instead of and I think that's what basket I'm gonna make. I really like that basket. Yeah, I mean that balloon, that hot air balloon is really nice. I saw it online.
I can't wrap my brain around how to make the clay strings going to the balloon and holding up a clay balloon without falling.
But remember, let me say something right quick now. I said that last class. I said, which was yesterday. I said, always remember, young people, the only thing is, even though you're gonna be researching balloons, if this was the top of my balloon, I said, you see, this one has a hole at the top. You could possibly hang it some kind of way like that. But if you put some kind of hook there, that's how you're gonna hang your balloon. Meaning you can put some jute twine or chain to it. But
no, I understand that, but how do you connect that to your basket?
Okay, so then from your balloon, you're gonna have some type of holes or something. That's why you gotta look at the balloons, research the balloons and see how they are attached so that you can kind of like make the same type of attachments in some sort of a way. That's what you're doing, looking up balloons to see how they look. All you gotta do is look up hot air balloon baskets, hot air balloon designs.
Right, they got a lot of nice ones on there.
So I was just going through smoothing that. So with the water on each edge and corner and everything, so I can go back and smooth with my sponge. The sponge for me is usually the last time that I smoothed. I see some people smoothing with the sponge to smooth their piece out and the sponge gets all goopy. I'm like, that's not the way that you really do that, but that's what they do. All right, so right now I'm just gonna turn, my paper is a little wet from when I was creating, so I wanna just flip that paper over for that basket. And I definitely wanna flip this paper over. And so I'm gonna slide that off to put my hand beneath it. Kind of go in the center and hurry up and turn it over. And back down. When it dries enough, I will go turn it over on the bottom to make sure the bottom is secured. And so I probably won't make more than 2 hot air balloons. I think that'll be enough for me. And those are gonna be my 2 baskets. However, it might seem that I'm finished with my baskets. That was just the easy part. And the hard part is to make all of these details for the piece that I envision. So right now, and then not only that, all of the little parts or pieces are gonna be miniature. Who's that making all that noise?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in my refrigerator to get some ice. I forgot to.
What the? It's all right, I needed you, love. So
It might be. They lying.
we can hear you, Miss Carrie. And so that is the finish of just putting my baskets together. And so I'm just gonna create the rope really quick just to show you how my rope is gonna look. And I can kind of like, you wanna think about how you're doing stuff like that so you don't have to make individual ropes the whole time. And what I'm gonna do is move this out the way. And for the rope, this really should be enough right here. All I'm going to do is reconstitute that. Right when I reconstitute it, I'm going to continue to do that until my hands the clay on my hands kind of dry up in the actual clay. And you can see I'm already squeezing it down to an even medium coil so that I don't have that far to roll. And so I'm gonna move this canvas out of the way. If I roll on the canvas, it's gonna dry the coil out. So I just wanna roll the skinniest coil I can possible, but so I'm gonna break that in half, but still where it's sturdy enough to bend and be flexible. So even though I'm showing you certain things you can do, you still are able to do your own thing, get some ideas, or you might already have some ideas as to how you're gonna do certain things or what you're gonna do. And actually, I didn't even know this was gonna be this much clay. I think this is a really good amount of clay, and I'm gonna break that in half to keep going. One thing I could have did instead of rolling the coil out is squeezing the coil out of the extruder. However, when you squeeze that clay out of the extruder, it curls and turns and twists all sorts of different ways. And I'm able to control the clay more with my own hands. So I know it might seem crazy, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut that in half. So I can continue to go down. I don't want my ropes to look too chunky. I want them to be sturdy as they can, being that I'm making them out of clay, but I want them to look as natural as possible. And so even though I'm gonna use that clay right here in the back to do the other handles that are gonna be made out of rope, I'm going to just show you how I'm making 2 of them and attaching 2 of them, that's all. All right, so this is about as thin as I can go without it breaking. And I wanna spray a little bit of water on there, but I'm a little bit scared, so because it's so thin. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and twist that just to see if I'm able to get a twist without it breaking. And you know, all I do is sit it on the table, roll one piece one way, and like roll one piece away from me and the other end, toward me. And then I'm getting my twist. And as you can see, it's kind of breaking a bit, so I want to stop there. I think that's good enough for me. I don't want to go any tighter. If I go any tighter, the piece is breaking. All right, so I'm just going to move all this out of the way, and I can do that later on my own. I'm going to open up this canvas, move that rope out of the way, and I'm going to grab the basket, and I'm going to put a little indentation where I'm going to put each hole for the basket. So I think I'm going to kind of have it like so. I'm just making a thing to measure so all of them can be the same. Here. Here. And here. Okay, that's good. So my first one, I'm going to come up about 1, 2. I'm going to make a hole there. Hole here. A hole here. And a hole here. And now I'm going to
Are
turn.
you making the holes because of it'll be better to support it at that point, or it's just for the design purpose?
I'm making a hole so that I'll know where I want to put the handles.
Okay.
And I drew the little dot indentation right here. So both of the sides can be the same. So here it's right here, 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 and there. All right, for the other side, the indentations are not going to be the same because they are further apart. But what I'm going to do is still use the same, I'm going to use the same pattern and just match it up a little different as far as the outside line. And this side, I did not come high enough. I just noticed. Yep. This side, I need to come up like a whole row. And I'm really kind of upset about it then that I put holes in my basket weave. But it's okay. I'm going to fix it. All right, and then the last side is about here too. So once you do something like this, you can kind of like move on. You don't have to spend your time trying to do one side and do the other side, you know, do all four sides at the same time. And now I'm gonna grab this rope. And each piece I use, I'm just gonna sort of, first I'm gonna take some slip. And put it in the little hole or indentation of the side and the front. You only need a little bit. And now I'm gonna take a piece just to measure how wide my handle will be. I think I'm gonna cut it there. That's a little bit long. Cutting it one more time. I think that's perfect. And so before I curve that all the way, I'm gonna open that back up and make 4 more pieces. 2, or how many pieces the coil that I just made will allow me. 3, 4, that's good. Even though I'm just only attaching 4, I'm gonna have another little piece when we get out of class that I can use. Any part that's broke, I just go ahead and cut it off. There's no need to compromise my piece just for a piece of broke rope. I can actually make some more. So I have several little pieces over here that were broke. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and curve all of these pieces before they start to dry out. That's the beauty of mass producing something. You go ahead and do all of them at the same time, and then your pieces will be ready for you to assemble or construct. You're assembling now. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little slip. To the back of those handles. And push one side in the hole, which is not all the way in the hole. And put my finger on the back side and the inside of the basket to give it some pressure. And I want my handles to be kind of up, but hanging down just a bit, not straight up. Same thing here and there. Don't forget to add the pressure so that they'll really be stuck on and you don't have to use that much slip to apply and everything. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and put those other 4 on really quick. And all I have to do is brush around them. So I'm just gonna add the slip to all of them just to save the time. And as I add slip, I'm kind of scratching the edge as well. All right. So I'm pressing that handle on from the back side. I got a little messy on that handle and it almost seemed to have broken, but it did not break. All right, and 2 more. I had to twist that one just a bit more. And so, you know, the other thing is I have to go back and brush around these handles where they meet the basket to make sure or ensure that they are smooth and incorporated into the play of the basket. All right, and so this is how the handles look so far. So you know I have 2 more to add on that side. I have to make it.
That looks so natural.
Thanks so much. And so before I just want to say one thing to you all. Before I actually put water on those with the brush, I'm going to have to put before I brush around this area right here with water in the brush, I have to put props up under there because those are going to be like a little soft and you don't want them to fall and break off. So my paper towel is already wet. It's actually some paper towel I was using to dry my hands. And I'm just going to go around the whole piece and put these props to just hold my handles so when I do get ready to brush them, they don't collapse. So you have to just think about these things as you go along. What could possibly happen so that you can get things together. You won't have to come back and say, but if you have times when you actually make mistakes when you go on, as you're working, then that's just a process of learning. But if you can think about things you can do before you do it, go along, then you'll save yourself some time. And after you've made certain things more than once, you should already know how the clay could possibly react or what could happen. So you'll already know steps in making things and how to do them properly, again, to save time. All right. All right, young people, thank you so much for being patient with me and for joining this class. Do you have any questions or suggestions, anything? All right, well, I will see you all next class. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Thanks so much for joining Hand-Built Pottery. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration today. Ms. Diana, well, I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And Miss Regina, did you say you were coming up here?
I'm on my way in my car as we speak.
Okay, peace and love, everybody.
It's
Peace and love, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful, positive, and safe weekend.
You too.
Everybody have a
All
great
right.
weekend.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, love.